Well, hello, welcome once again to our Pundit Arena preview of the NatWest Six Nations. It's round 4. We've got past another 2-week gap. Well done, everybody. We're in the home straight now. Excited for round 4, Tom?
Yeah, it's a crucial week in the tournament. Always has been. Some teams, some players that have to serve up some pretty decent performances this week. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Ireland, Scotland. Then the first game up. It's 2:15 in Dublin, and well, the Scots will be going over, buoyed, of course, by the win against England. Ireland will be feeling very confident themselves. They've got the potential to wrap up the title because, of course, if they manage to score the victory and the 4-try bonus, they take 5 points from it. Well, England are going to have a job to do in Paris to get the 4 tries themselves. We'll come on to that a bit later. But in terms of the team news, how do you see each of the sides looking?
Well, clearly there's only one change for Scotland, so they're in a very good position. Blair Kinghorn comes in on the wing for them.
Great name.
Yep. And you know, I think they'll be really confident about going to Ireland. I think no one really gave them a chance. I think they obviously believed that they were going to be able to beat England up in Murrayfield. It was a very, very difficult day 2 weeks ago. I missed myself being
still not over it.
You know, and I think Scotland will take a lot of confidence from that. To do that to an English side that, okay, they were lacking in certain departments or in a lot of departments, but they really tore them to pieces.
Yeah.
At times, England looked blunt. Their defence was sharp in terms of, from a Scottish perspective.
Ireland bring Ringrose into 13.
Yeah, it's a bit of a horror show at 13, isn't it, for
Yeah.
them at the moment? Clearly lost Farrell there, you know, and his tournament's gone. Henshaw before that, so Gary Ringrose steps up, and you know, but what a player to have step up. You know, he's a fantastic talent. Has been earmarked as the next Brian O'Driscoll. You know, whatever pressure that brings.
Yeah.
But you know, I think Ireland are in a good place. You know, that they'll be at home. They'll be confident that they can do a job. They haven't, I don't think, performed as well as they can do.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what Gregor Townsend has been focusing on, saying, look, this lot they're good. Yes, they are good. But they haven't hit their form yet. They haven't hit their straps. So here's our opportunity.
Yeah, certainly the Scots will feel that if they can get into Ireland in that first 20 minutes and make them think that they're not going to be on song on Saturday, well, then they might stand a chance.
Well, yeah, and they need to, right? Look, you know, it's all very well turning around and beating England, and that's great.
Yeah.
But you have to do that time and time again.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a good side.
Scotland's main job to front up. Scotland, of course, won in this fixture, 27-22 in Murrayfield a year ago, but Ireland now currently on a run of 10 successive victories. It's an equal record, so they could go one better and set a new record. So that game 2:15 at the Aviva Stadium. So after that, of course, it's Le Crunch. It's France against England in Paris. Another one of these fixtures that the Six Nations is so good at throwing up, of course. We have all of these rivalries, but this is another fantastic one. And, well, you've got an England team where Eddie Jones has made quite a few changes. England struggled to score 4 tries in Paris. I think there is a stat out there about when the last time, or whether they've even done it before. So they've got a real test on their hands here. And if they can't get all 5 points, and Ireland do it against Scotland, as we've said, the tournament could be won. There's a bit of a debate about the bonus points. You may have read my article last week on that. But that aside, we are living in a bonus point culture, and that's how it'll be. England have won 9 of the last 11 between these two. France bringing Francois Tranduc into that fly half position. No more Lionel Buxys for you to enjoy admiring.
Yeah, well, he's obviously going to come on, which will be great and fantastic for the French. You know, I look, there's been a lot made about the changes that Eddie Jones has made. Some of them have been forced by injury.
Yeah. Some haven't.
Some haven't.
Yeah.
But also he can also sort of say, well, we need a bit more of an attacking threat this week because we need to go and score tries.
Yeah, it's true.
But actually, I think some of these changes would have been made anyway. I think there was that much lacking in Edinburgh that something had to be done. And you know, he's a bit of a tinkerer, he's a bit of a Claudio Ranieri, isn't he? He makes little changes here and there, and he keeps players on their toes. And you know, Benteo comes in for Jonathan Joseph, which I think is a selection that's probably deserved.
Yeah, make sure to check out Tom's chat with Benteo as well if you've not caught up with that, because yeah, he's
sizable human being.
He is a sizable human being, but he talked well. But yeah,
and I think, you know, you look at the back three. You know, there's not that many potent back threes like that around.
I mean, for all of the, sorry to interrupt, for all of the reaction that there was from Eddie Jones after that, you know, after the game, speaking to Chris Jones after the Wales game and saying, you know, you guys are always getting stuck in about Mike Brown, and you know, he's been great for us. Now he's dropped him for Anthony Watson.
Yeah, you know, he was fantastic against Wales, but I think that there are players that, you know, whether they're playing on the wing and they can play at fullback, like Anthony Watson, they're putting pressure on other players, which then strengthens the team in other areas, because you can bring in Elliot Daly.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't had a huge amount of rugby, but you know, he just gives Eddie Jones options. He's a second receiver. He can kick goals, obviously, but his touch kicking and his clearance kicking is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent player.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of the, you know, I'm not doing him any sort of disservice, but he's not a big unit.
Yeah.
But certainly he's got the rugby brain that will unpick defences, and that's so important now. It's not. Game's evolved.
Yeah.
It's changed from having 15 Benteos to having one or two, and then having real rugby brains. And I think that's what that back three can do. I think there's a horrendous amount of pace in there.
Yeah.
As a defender, that is terrifying.
Yeah. Well, they're going to obviously try and expose perhaps a lack of fitness in the French come to that last 20 minutes. Mathieu Bastareaud, you know, he's a big lump, but he's not the leanest, to be kind.
Yeah.
So
you're backing yourself to run away, are you?
Yeah, we're not going that far. But yeah, I mean,
look, the French,
a word on the French, obviously.
Yeah, the French are very physical. That's what they pride themselves on in their domestic league. And some of their players within their starting 15 are big, powerful units. You know, Bastareaud's clearly an example, but there are a number of others. Taulen at number 8, I think, has been brilliant.
Yeah.
Girardo, week in, week out, their captain is outstanding in terms of the contributions that he makes. And they're sort of spluttering, aren't they? They do moments of brilliance, and then there's moments of absolute calamity. So,
yeah.
You know, classic French in a way, but at some point you think they're going to click, and unfortunately, I think I said that 2 weeks ago before the Scottish game. So hopefully it won't happen again.
Well, yeah, exactly. How do you see it going?
Well, I genuinely don't see France winning, but I genuinely didn't see Scotland winning.
Well,
either.
there we go. So this is how good your preview pundit is here,
exactly,
Tom, mate. Yeah,
exactly.
Good. Well, that is going to be an absolute humdinger. That will round off Saturday's action. We might have a championship winner decided by the end of that France-England game, but well, we'll have to wait and see. Because following that, on Sunday we have Wales-Italy, and Wales, well, their shot at the title is looking a little bit dead in the water now. But well, Italy, they've lost 15 games in a row in the NatWest Six Nations, so they are gunning for that wooden spoon as best as any team can.
Fighting hard for it.
Absolutely. Wales make a number of changes. Obviously, Warren Gatland spotting an opportunity to give a few other people a run. Great for James Davis, Justin Tipuric in there as well. Guys that have been very patient.
Yeah, they have been patient, and I think, you know, that this is probably an opportunity whereby Gatland says, well, actually, my second and even third choice players are good enough on their day to beat Italy. So if you back your players like that, then why not, you know, give them an opportunity? Because ultimately, all these teams are building towards the World Cup. They want to know more information about the way that different players deal with different pressure.
Yeah, and
this is a good opportunity for them. I think there's some, you know, I mean, you say, oh, they've brought in some players. Well, Liam Williams and George North, you know, these are guys that would start in a test team, arguably. So,
yeah, and Falatau, skipper.
Yeah, you know, there's great opportunity, but there's also some really experienced guys that have come back in, and I see Italy struggling with that. Surprisingly enough,
yeah,
you know, I think they've got things to build on. You know, we've said it time and time again, both in our previews and our reviews.
Yeah,
the centres for Italy are doing a good job.
Yeah,
Nozzi at fullback is doing a good job.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, some of the back rowers, obviously Parise's doing it all the time, but
yeah.
You know, Lavotti's turned out some good performances, and that's what they're starting to get.
Yeah.
Some more consistency in the number of players that are getting good performances, but also, you know, they're building that pathway. You know, the 20s came close to turning over the Irish. So, you know, it's an interesting scenario for them, and I think, you know, okay, they're going to get the wooden spoon, and you know, they've been drubbed by everyone. Work on their fitness, keep producing players. And maybe things will change.
Maybe they'll get there. Maybe things will change. But you can keep an eye on things on Saturday. That one's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Wales against Italy. Which one are you looking forward to most this weekend? It's got to be Le Crunch, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has to be for me. You know, clearly I have one eye on Dublin, hoping It's about the only time I'll ever support Scotland, actually.
I know,
So, yeah.
After your phone was buzzing off the hook with text messages, rubbing it in after the Calcutta
Well, I was
Cup.
working up in Scotland for that game in Murrayfield, and having gone round the boxes and said that England were going to win by 20 was pretty awkward post-game.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Tom, thank you very much indeed. We hope you enjoyed the weekend stuff. We will, of course, be back with a review show on Monday. But yeah, NatWest Six Nations round 4 is upon us. Enjoy it.